So it looks like we're getting started on Metalopolis. I should probably put the screen back so you can see it. And this is an interesting choice by MC, because this is another map where you can put pylons anywhere. So it's going to be tougher for him to do the sort of like 3-gate defending a 4-gate on this map. There are some somewhat predictable places on which you can place the pylons, but oh my god, we've got close ground spawns. It's not quite as big of a deal in PvP, but still, it's going to be a consideration. They switched. I don't really feel like fixing that. Because I'm lazy. Okay. So, we do have MC as the Blue Protoss over here on the 9 o'clock position, and XiaOt is going to be the Red Protoss up here at the 12. XiaOt is up 1-0 so far over MC. I actually got a chance to talk to MC a little bit before the matches started, when we were waiting on Love TT and Love CD. MC said that he thinks that XiaOt is little better, quote unquote, but MC thinks that he will win 3-2 in the series. So it'll be interesting to see how close that prediction does come. It should be a really good series because both these players are just super good, and they're both really good at reading their opponents and adjusting. So question mark now is, what is MC going to do at this point? XiaOt, his general style, from what I've seen from him before, it seems like he'll probably just 4-gate again and see if MC is capable of handling it. That's pretty standard in a best-of-5 series like this in PvP. If you start off with a 4-gate and you win, most players do just do that again, and then just test their opponent. You know, can you hold it now? Are you capable of stopping that? This is actually something interesting. It's if you look at the players and their gas, on Metalopolis, one of these geysers is significantly farther away from the Nexus, and it will give you slightly slower gas mining rate. And XiaOt actually built his first assimilator on the farther Vespene geyser, and MC built his on the closer one. It's not a huge difference, but it's noticeable. As you watch these probes, you can see there's just a little bit, like a half second where there's no probe in the assimilator. Then you watch MC, and that just doesn't happen here, because the probe comes here and stops, and it waits. So it's just a little bit suboptimal mining on this one, and a lot of players, they'll always build their first one on the closer geyser, but XiaOt actually deciding not to do that. Like I said, it'll maybe make the difference of about 5-10 gas, but look at their gas right now. You can see that XiaOt is starting to fall just a little bit behind on that. And both players in Cybernetics cores are finishing, so their warp gates are going to be starting up. And we'll see if either player drops that second gas rather aggressively. MC is doing a really good job of keeping his probe alive and not taking any extra Zealot hits, which is going to allow him to stay around in this base just a little bit longer. If you can avoid that Zealot hit, you might be able to stay around just long enough to see if that is a Stalker or a Sentry. But he is going to have to just get out of here before that happens, right before this Stalker pops out. Oh, look at that! XiaOt canceling the second gas and immediately dropping 3 more gateways. As we look back into MC's base, his second gas is now just finishing up, so my prediction is going to come true. MC is going to be going, or XiaOt is going to be going for that 4-gate again, just testing MC to see how well he can hold this off. He is now sending some units across the map and dropping a proxy pylon here in the center of the map next to this gold base. Oh, and look at that! XiaOt actually caught MC's probe, so he's not going to be able to continue to scout with that anymore. That's going to help him out quite a lot, as XiaOt's probe is going to be able to move around relatively freely. MC once again is going for 3 gateways. No sign of a Twilight Council at all, so just straight 3-gate. MC did come pretty close to holding that last time around, but XiaOt is being just a little bit more aggressive this time around. His Zealot count's going to be a little higher because he doesn't have that second gas, but his warp gate is just about to finish. He's already got this pylon done here in the center. The attack is going to be coming here in just a few moments. MC only has the 1 sentry so far. He's not going to be able to afford too many Stalkers at this point. There goes a second sentry, maybe 2 more Stalkers, and that's going to be it for now. But XiaOt, surprisingly enough, did pull back. He warped in a sentry. Why are you being so defensive, XiaOt? I don't understand this. Like, he went for this really aggressive build. He canceled his second gas, went to the 4-gate. It looked like he was going to be really aggressive once again. Then he just completely backed off, even though he has a pylon down in a pretty decent spot. and is now going for 4-gate with Blink. So yeah, it looks like XiaOt thought that MC was 4-gating as well. So what he did was he moved around and he caught the probe over here and killed it before Proxy Pylon went down. So in this situation, he thinks that they both went for a 4-gate. And since he stopped the Pylon, then he's delayed MC a decent amount. Now he's going for Blink, while MC goes for Immortals. Probably going to transition after that into Colossus if both players sit here for long enough. And it's really going to come down to the Blink micro here from XiaOt. More than the Blink micro is more the Blink decision. It's the toughest thing about going Blink in PvP is deciding when to Blink and how aggressively. So you can see that he is going to be starting to research that Blink micro, waiting on MC, because if he does switch into Colossus, that is a very vulnerable time for that Protoss player, while he spent a lot of resources on getting those units out on the field. But looking like XiaOt's actually just gearing up for a Blink attack. He's just waiting for Blink to finish. You can see he's saving all of his gas for Stalkers, throwing the excess minerals into Zealots. So he's going to try and get some sort of a Blink off, maybe snipe these sentries so the Zealots can get up the ramp. But these couple of Immortals are going to prove some problems if MC does micro these relatively well. But MC does have a good number of force fields. XiaOt is going to attack up the ramp. There goes the Blink. He's going to focus down that Immortal immediately. Zealots are engaged on each other, but some good force fields from XiaOt has completely protected him from the Zealots of MC. Now the Stalkers are completely in the main, going after the mineral line. This Mortal does do a good amount of damage, but the Stalkers took out a good number of probes there before they blinked out. He's got a very slight economic advantage now, but XiaOt has to get out of here before he loses any more units, because if he does lose too many more, then he will lose the advantage he gained there. It was pretty good control there by XiaOt. He blinked up, then he dropped his force fields right here, blocking this off. So all the Zealots from MC that were right here couldn't get at the Stalkers as they hung out here, but the second Immortal popped out at the perfect time for MC to hold that. Really allowed him to pound those Blink Stalkers very hard. And that was just what he needed to be able to hold that off, because XiaOt was microing that quite well. But MC with those Immortals was just enough for him to hold this. Looks like sentries are going to throw down that Guardian Shield. He does have enough for a force field, so XiaOt does have to be a little bit careful. But if you look at the units tab, you can see that there's not that many more Stalkers for XiaOt. There are 2 Immortals out on the field for MC, so he should be able to switch into Colossus tech here in a moment, because he's got a really good unit composition. He's got the Zealots on top of everything else with these 2 Immortals. Third one just about to finish. These Blink Stalkers are going to have a rather hard time blinking and focusing them down at this point, especially now that this third one is literally about to finish. Yeah, there it goes. So this attack here by XiaOt really is going to have to stop. If he tries to be too aggressive from this point, he's just going to lose too many units. He might try and drop a Nexus right now while he sits here outside of MC's base, but MC does have a Twilight Council on the way instead of a Robotics Bay, so he's going to be going for his own Blink upgrade, just using these Immortals to support his Gateway army, get that Blink, because in PvP, if your opponent has Blink, one of the most common responses is to get it yourself. That mobility is just so important. And yeah, he's going to start that and Chrono Boost it rather aggressively. XiaOt is sitting at around 400 minerals. He's thinking about that expansion. Does he want to invest it? No, he does not. He's going to start Charge Upgrade and just warp in a few more units. But XiaOt, it looks like he's thinking about being aggressive here still, and he's got to be really careful about that. There's now 4 Immortals on the field for MC. If he even gets anywhere near this ramp, half his Stalkers are just going to die immediately. So XiaOt really does need to back off, but he's just trying to keep MC in his base a little bit longer. One thing that XiaOt is doing right now is MC probably thinks there's an expansion on the way. Because normally when a player does this, they're just buying time for their own Nexus to finish. So MC probably has a pretty reasonable expectation that there's a Nexus on the way for XiaOt. So he's going across the field for the counterattack, really trying to stop that expansion. As you can see, MC's being very aggressive right now. He expects that XiaOt is behind by 400 minerals right now, but he's been warping in an army this entire time, and Charge is about to finish. If he can get that Charge upgrade done before MC gets in here, he's desperately trying to delay for Charge, but it's just not done yet. Some force fields going down, still trying to buy just a few more moments. If he can get that charge upgrade down, he should be able to get into contact with those Immortals, but he just cannot buy enough time. And MC with some good focus fires taking down a lot of these Zealots before they can get anywhere near the Immortals. The Immortals still are taking a decent beating, but now there's 2 left, really starting to tear into those Stalkers. And XiaOt just not able to buy that extra 15 to 20 seconds he needed for the charge upgrade to finish, and MC just really ripping into his army. If he had just been able to delay MC for a little bit longer, those Zealots could have done a lot more damage and probably gotten a pretty good engagement there. But as that happened there, MC did get the upper hand because he did manage to not fall for XiaOt's tricks. He did not get delayed unnecessarily, and now MC is the one camping outside of XiaOt's base, and now XiaOt's got to be wondering, is he expanding now? How aggressive is he going to be? Is he just going to sit there? And as we look back into MC's base, you know, both players are getting relatively low on minerals. So if MC can camp out here, he might want to start a Nexus, because that would pretty much force an all-in from XiaOt if he can get an expansion started. XiaOt really would have no choice with his opponent camping out outside of his natural. The only way, he has to break out of that. He has to go for that counterattack. You cannot let MC get that expansion up. That's got to be the one thing that's on his mind right now, but he did sneak out his Observer, so he will be able to go check things out. That's going to help him out a lot. He's not going to have to commit to this blindly, and he's going to be able to scout this out. See, there's no Nexus on the way, realizing we're both on one base. That means he's going to be feeling a lot more comfortable as he continues to warp in these gateway units. He's got a couple sentries stocking up some energy on those as well. With that charge upgrade, he's in a pretty good spot. Neither player has upgrades. The main thing is MC has these Immortals and XiaOt has charge on Zealots. So it's really going to have to come down to the micro. If MC can tie up the Zealots of XiaOt with his own and allow those Immortals to hit those Stalkers, he is going to take an advantage just based on unit composition. But if XiaOt can get a good charge off, get into contact with the Stalkers, force a really defensive blink, or maybe get in and on top of those Immortals, then it will help him out quite a bit. So really both players want to position here. They want to make sure that they micro this next battle to the fullest that they can. Both players really just mining out their one base, not even looking to start a Nexus. MC is getting up close to 400 minerals, so he might be thinking of backing off and starting his own expansion, but XiaOt at this point I don't think can afford to do that, and he does get a pretty decent charge off. Some of the Zealots getting in right on top of that first Immortal, blinking on top of it, and taking that one down as well. Some good force fields trying to keep that other Immortal back behind so it can't get at the Stalkers. XiaOt does get a pretty good engagement there, about the best that he can hope for, but MC's still just completely plowing him over. You can see the Immortals are just too much for XiaOt to be able to handle. The Zealot's not doing nearly as much damage as he wanted, and MC is just going to walk right over him and take the second game.